I'll put the fork on both sides and then I will take it out. A moment of truth, we're gonna take it out. Okay, as you can see in here we've got nice root system, so they will survive, they will be fine. Okay, in here we've got our cuttings of the roses. We need to now take them out in individual containers like this. There's two in here. I'm gonna separate them and we're gonna use normal soil, mixture of soil actually for this. And we're gonna take them outside because this is very... I was keeping them in here during the winter time. I'm gonna take them outside in the sunshine now and in individual containers. Okay, those are my cuttings, rose cutting. As you can see in here, I took the cutting in September and they look incredible. So we've got two in each pot. There's one in here, but there's two in here, two there and two there. I've got them labeled as well, so I know what's what basically. They look pretty healthy, nice green leaves. We have them wintered behind the bins basically, where there's no sun area and not much rain. So now we have to basic this one 1st of April now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna separate them, change the soil, separate them, check the roots of course if they're doing well, because there's a sign of nice green leaves, they should have nice roots, so we should be safe now to change the soil and move them to separate containers. So I will show you the roots, show you how they're doing and how the roots looking, if they're looking good, and we're gonna move them to different containers and different soil. If you want to see how I took the cuttings, there's a separate video on my YouTube channel, so you can have a look how I done it. But today we're just gonna be looking at the roots of them and we're gonna move them of course to different containers with the soil. I will be keeping them in the same containers but separate them, so one in each one. This is the container, it should have really good flow of water. Mixture for the roses now, we're going to be using John Innes number 3 and multi-purpose John Innes as well, compost peat free. So we're going to mix those two and put them in separate containers. Now we're going to be taking them out of the roses cutting to check the roots system. We've got the glass in here so we can properly look at the roots. Garden fork, we need pair of gloves, and we need soil. We've got John Innes number 3, Westland and peat free multi-purpose one. So we've got mixture of them, and of course we're gonna put them in here. We need to make sure to label them, and they need to have nice flow of water. So let's have a look. Okay, I can't decide what to do, if to move this one to a clean soil, mixture of this one and this one, and keep them there for a bit before I'm gonna put them in the ground, or put them straight to the ground where they should be. And I think this one, I know the spot in the garden I've got for this one, so maybe I'll have a look at the roots first and then put it where I want them in a garden in front of the house. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the roots and then decide, I guess, if to put them in a pot or if to put them in the soil where they should be. In here I've got two of Princess Alexandra of Kent, so I'm gonna put a fork on the side completely, not to break the not to break anything, and then we'll see how we're looking. I'll put the fork on both sides and then I will take it out. A moment of truth, we're gonna take it out. Okay, as you can see in here we've got nice root system, so they will survive, they will be fine. So I think I'm gonna put them where I planned to plant them. I will watch them grow, basically check on them month after month. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna put them in a place which I meant to plant them, but I will add some rooting gel. from the experience I can tell you that I was using rooting gel to actually take the cuttings, and they helped a lot. So I definitely know this one is a good rooting gel. I'm gonna use it just a bit. I will dip them in rooting gel before I'm gonna put them in a place where I wanted them to be, and the rest of the roses are gonna feed, because it's beginning of the April. I'm gonna use this feed. Is the best feed you can add to your roses, so I'm gonna be feeding all the roses with this feed as well. So we're gonna plant them in front of the house. Okay, now we've got Queen of Sweden. I've got 3 of the cuttings I took. As you can see in here, very healthy. Look at that, very, very healthy leaves and everything. We're gonna take them out, check the roots, and we're gonna basically put them in a place where we want them to grow. So we're gonna do it now. Of course we need fork, and we're gonna, on all sides away from the cutting, try to take it out in a second, all of them, and check the roots. Okay, as you can see, we've got nice long roots, looking good. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to be gentle with it, but we're gonna put it in the water for now, soak a little bit, and then we're gonna put rooting gel and straight to the ground.
Mommy, I need to cut.
You have to be very gentle when you're taking them out, and if they feel like they stuck, you still want to do this, otherwise you can break basically your roots and damage completely your cutting, and you put so much effort to grow it, so you have to be very careful. Okay, now we've got those cuttings. I have soaked them in the water for about half an hour. I can check basically now what we're gonna do. We're gonna check which one have got the best chances of surviving. So this one, for sure, really good roots, so I think no problem will survive. And this one, very healthy, very strong, definitely got nice root going in here, so that should be okay. But this one, the third one, looking a bit rubbish. So I don't think this one gonna survive. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna soak them in a rooting gel before putting into the ground. So we're gonna put them into the ground. I think those two are gonna survive, and the last one probably gonna die soon. So I'm gonna give you an update probably in my garden in May. We're gonna keep eye on them, and I think this one I will make sure I know where I put that one, because probably that's one gonna die, and those two, very big chances that we're gonna survive and do well. So we're gonna put them into ground now, but as I said, we're gonna put them in a rooting gel first. Okay, this is a row of roses I wanted to create. So what I'm gonna do, this rose is exactly the same type, this one is the same type, and those are the same type. So this one, from experience, I know it's getting more sunshine and it was doing much better than that one, even though it's the same rose, the same type, put in the ground the same time of the year. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the cuttings in here. So we've got 3 holes, 1, 2 and 3. The worst one I'm gonna put at the end, so I know this one is the worst one, and those 2 are gonna be closer to that one, so we're gonna keep them close by. So we're gonna do it now. So I've got my cuttings. I'm gonna put rooting gel, which I put inside there, and I'm gonna add a little bit of John Innes number 3 compost mixed up with the soil which is already there. So that's basically how I'm gonna put them in the ground now, and we're gonna keep eye on them, see how they're doing. We've got a hole in here. We're gonna add a little bit of water first on the bottom. Now we're gonna add some rooting gel on the bottom to the roots to give it a better chance of surviving. A bit of John Innes soil, and we're gonna mix it up with the normal one. And those are rows, 3 rows cutting in the ground now. So this one, the first one, better one, second one, and the third one, which I think might die. So 3 of them in the nice positions. I will keep eye on them for the next few months to see if they're gonna, you know, be okay in here. So I will see you in my next video. Okay, we've got 2 shrub roses in here, this one and this one. This is exactly the same rose, shrub rose, the same type, the same size, has been put at the same time into the ground, but the only difference is that this one getting less sun and rose loves sunshine, so this one getting better flowers. Just because it's getting more sunshine, it's slightly better and flowering better than this one, and probably this one getting less sunshine by, I don't know, by 2 hours. So yeah, we are exactly the same, and we're just gonna feed them now. We've got our feed in here, and we're gonna be using half of a spoon, like the same as the pot ones. We're gonna use half of a spoon, half of 30 grams exactly, and we're gonna try to put the feed around all of the size of our rows. We just need to imagine where the roots are, so we want to cover all the rooting system, so probably around, you know, whole area like this. I will show you in a second, and we're gonna do exactly the same with the other rows. You don't just put your feed just there, it has to be all around to make sure all the nutrition is going into the ground and cover whole rooting system. And this is the way to feed them properly. Okay, now with a garden fork, we're gonna mix it in soil and our feed properly, and then we're probably gonna get the gloves, and with the hand we can do it properly, make sure we spread it properly, and then we'll feed it at the end. And that's it. 5-minute job, but it's the most important job you can do for your rose. Okay, now I'm gonna water our rose, so all the nutrients from the feed will soak into the rose, straight away into the soil, and then we're gonna put a thin layer of brand new soil on the very top to protect it, and that's everything. The water, I would recommend to use rainwater rather than normal water from the tap. It's much better for your roses, so this will be a rainwater here.